Those who love to eat good and look good enjoy 3 times the fiber for 3 times the goodness. Golden Penny Golden Vita. Healthy food, healthy body. Golden Penny Foods, the home of good food.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories, every day and every night. Bonding families,
60 years of joy, so much love, so much value. Quality.
Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family. Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family. Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
Easy to make.
New look,
See Golden pennies and movita.
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
Those who love to eat good and look good enjoy 3 times the fiber for 3 times the goodness. Golden Penny Golden Vita. Healthy food, healthy body. Golden Penny Foods, the home of good food.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories, every day and every night. Bonding families,
60 years of joy, so much love, so much value. Quality.
Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family. Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family. Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
Easy to make.
new look,
See Golden pennies and movita.
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
Those who love to eat good and look good enjoy 3 times the fiber for 3 times the goodness. Golden Penny Golden Vita. Healthy food, healthy body. Golden Penny Foods, the home of good food.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories, every day and every night. Bonding families,
60 years of joy, so much love, so much value. Quality.
Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family. Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family. Golden Penny is you, Golden Penny is me. Golden Penny is at the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look.
Golden pennies at the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and Movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and Movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look.
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
Those who love to eat good and look good enjoy 3 times the fiber for 3 times the goodness. Golden Penny Golden Vita. Healthy food, healthy body. Golden Penny Foods, the home of good food.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories, every day and every night, bonding families.
60 years of joy, so much love, so much value. Quality.
Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and Movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and Movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look.
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
Those who love to eat good and look good enjoy 3 times the fiber for 3 times the goodness. Golden Penny Golden Vita. Healthy food, healthy body. Golden Penny Foods, the home of good food.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories, every day and every night, bonding families.
60 years of joy, so much love, so much value. Quality.
Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and Movita. New look.
Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, the time is 2 p.m. and the meeting is called to order. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the annual general meeting of our company. I hereby call on the Bristol Palace Hotel safety manager to give us a few safety tips for the meeting. Bristol Hotel Manager. Could we have the national anthem, please? second each motion put to the meeting. There will be an opportunity for questions before the vote is taken on any particular motion, only before the vote is taken. Please be informed that the Registrar's Director's Holdings is available for inspection during the meeting in accordance with Section 275, subsection 8 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, Cap C20, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, hereinafter referred to as CAMA. Information in that regard is further contained in item 7, page 11 to 12 of the annual report and accounts. Also, in accordance with Section 258, subsection 2 of CAMA, the record of directors' attendance at board meetings is available for inspection at this meeting. The information is further contained on page 13 of the annual report and accounts. I will now introduce the members physically present. On my left is Adrian Naidu, our Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, and one of the proxies for this meeting. On my extreme left is Mr. Boye Olusanya, our Group Managing Director, FMN PLC. Starting on the right is, who are you? The one and only Alhaji Rabiu Guarzo. And our company secretary, Mr. Theophilus Oguche, and Chief Finance Officer, Mr. Emmanuel. Sorry, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. The other directors joining the meeting are Alhaji Sani Umar, Alhaji Alalakan Saliu, Dr. Jibril, Alhaji Sadiq Usman, Jack Quash, and Joseph Omulo. And, of course, myself, John Comentaros, the Vice Chairman of the Board. Thank you. And we have Mr. Paul Bededo, who is attending virtually from abroad, and Malam Abdul Ganiyu Sani, a director as well, attending virtually. Thank you very much. For more on the profile of each of the board of members, please see page 31 to 33 of the annual report and accounts. The chairman of the audit committee, Alhaji Bello Umar Gwangwazo, is here representing other members of the committee and acting as proxy. Thank you. Thank you. The firms of KPMG Professional Services acted as our joint auditors. The firm is represented here by Mr. Mohammed Adama, a partner in the firm. Mr. Mr. Okay. The firms of Ahmed Zakari and Co. acting as our joint auditors. The firm is represented here by Mr. Najib Imam, a partner in the firm. Mr. Imam. Thank you. Other offices. Thank you. Other officers. We also have in our midst the representative of the Nigerian Exchange, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Securities and Exchange Commission. We have Mr. Tijani Isa Muazu of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and who was here observing the proceedings. The Corporate Affairs Commission and Securities and Exchange Commission informed us that they would be observing the proceedings via the live broadcast. The other proxies appointed for the meeting are Alhaji Isa Mohammed Orodu, Alhaji Musa Shitu, Thank you. Alhaji Rabiu Damadara. Mr. Nabugo Bright. Mr. Patrick Ajudua. Alhaji Rabiu Guarzo. Haja Bakari Sharifat. Dr. Mohammed Jibrila. Director, Alhaji Sani Umar, Director, Mr. Paul Badedo, virtually Director. Kindly be informed that the Chairman's welcome address is on page 7 to 8 of the annual report and accounts. With your kind permission, I will deem it as read. Thank you. I now call on the Company Secretary to read the notice of the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, good afternoon. Notice is hereby given that the 49th Annual General Meeting of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC will be held at the Bristol Palace Hotel, 5456 Guda Abdullahi Road, Farm Center, Kano, on Thursday, the 9th of September 2021 at 2 p.m. to transact the following business. 1. Receive the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st March 2021 and the report of the directors, auditors, and audit committee thereon. 2. Elect/re-elect directors. The following directors retire by rotation and being eligible offer themselves for re-elections. They are Alhaji Rabiu M. Guarzo, OON, Mr. Paul Mionde Bededo, Malam Abdgani Sani, and Mr. Jack Swag Joseph. Also, to confirm the appointment of Mr. Adrian Naido as a director on the board of NNFM PLC, representing Flour Mills of Nigeria, Apapa, Lagos. 3. Disclose the remuneration of the managers of Northern Nigerian Flour Mills PLC. 4. Authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. And 5, elect members of the audit committee. Note, proxy, in view of the COVID-19 pandemic, the restriction on mass gathering, and in line with the guidelines issued by the Corporate Affairs Commission on holding AGM using proxies, attendance at the AGM shall only be by proxy. Consequently, a member entitled to attend and vote at the AGM is advised to select from the underlisted proposed proxies to attend and vote in his stead. They are Alhaji Rabiu M. Guarzo, OON, Alhaji Sani Omar, Mr. Paul Bededo, Alhaji Borodo Issa Mohammed, Mr. Nwabogu Bright, Alhaji Musa Shitu, Alhaji Rabiu Damadara, Mr. Patrick Ajidwa, Haji Bakari Sharifat, and lastly, Dr. Jibrila Mohammed. The proxy form is attached to the annual report and is also available at this link, this short link you see there. All instruments on appointment of proxy must be deposited at the office of the company registrars, Atlas Registrars Limited, 34 Eric Moore Road, Igomu, Lagos, PO Box 3554, Surulere, or via email at registrars@atlasregistrars.com, not later than 48 hours before the time fixed for the meeting. The company has made arrangements to bear the cost of the stamp duties on the instruments on appointment of proxies. Closure of register. Notice is hereby given that the register of members and transfer books of the company will be closed from Wednesday, the 25th of August, to Friday, 27th of August 2021, both days inclusive. For the purpose of updating the register, Audit Committee, in accordance with Section 404, Subsection 6 of the Companies and Allied Matter Act, 2020, any member may nominate a shareholder as a member of the Audit Committee by giving notice in writing of such nomination to the Company Secretary at least 21 days before the annual general meeting. Section 404, Subsection 5 of the Companies and Allied Matter Act 2020 provides that all the members of the audit committee shall be financially literate, and at least one member shall be a member of a professional accounting body in Nigeria established by an act of the National Assembly. The Code of the Corporate Governance issued by the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria also provide that members of the audit committee should be financially literate and also able to read and interpret financial statements. We therefore request that nomination must be accompanied by a copy of the nominee's curriculum vitae. On claim dividend, shareholders are hereby informed that some dividend warrants have been returned to the registrars as unclaimed, while some neither have been presented to the banks for payment nor to the registrars for revalidation. A list of such unclaimed dividends will be circulated with the annual report and the financial statements. Affected members are by this notice advised to contact the registrars at Atlas Registrars Limited, 34 Eric Moore Road, Igamu, Lagos, PO Box 3554, Surulere, or via the email address at registrars@atlasregistrars.com. E-dividend stroke bonus mandate. Pursuant to the directives of the Securities and Exchange Commission, notice is hereby given to all shareholders to open bank account, stockbroking account, and CSCS accounts for the purpose of e-dividend stroke bonus. A detachable form for e-dividends is attached to the annual report and also available at this shortcut. This is to enable shareholders furnish particulars of the accounts to the registrars as soon as possible. The form can also be downloaded from the registrar's shortcut email, which is there. Shareholders are also advised to update their records with the registrars using the data update form available at this shortcut. All mandates and records updates should be deposited at Atlas Registrars, 34 Eric Moore Road, Igamu, Lagos, PO Box 3554, Surulere, or via the email address at registrars@atlasregistrars.com. Right of shareholders to ask questions. Pursuant to Rule 1912C of the Nigerian Stock Exchange Rule Book 2015, please know that it is the right of every shareholder to ask questions not only at the meeting, but also in writing prior to the meeting. We urge that such questions be submitted to the company secretary not later than 1 week before the date of the meeting. Electronic annual report. The soft copy of the 2021 annual report would be posted on our website and also sent to our shareholders who have provided their email address to the registrars. Shareholders who are interested in receiving the soft copy of the 2021 reports should request via email to registrars@atlasregistrars.com. Live streaming access. Virtual participation can be through the live streaming link below, which is a Zoom
is to receive the account for the year ended March 31st, March 2021, the reports of the directors and auditors' opinion thereon which have been circulated. Before we take questions or comments on the report and accounts, I will call on the independent auditor and the audit committee to present their respective reports. Mr. Adama, a partner in the firm of KPMG, or Mr. Najib Imam, a partner in the firm, to present of Ahmad Zachary and Co., to present the independent auditor's report, also found on pages 19 and 20 of the annual report. Mr. Imam. Najib.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the joint auditors, KPMG Professional Services, and Ahmed Zakir & Co. Chartered Accountants, I would like to present the report of the auditors to the shareholders of the Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, which is on page 19 of the accounts. Page 19, please. Independent Auditors Report to the shareholders of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC Limited. PLC. Report on the audit of the financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the financial statements of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 31st March 2021, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the statement of changes in equity, the statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes comprising significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the company as at 31st March 2021 and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with international financial reporting standards, IFRS, and in the manner required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAP 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. Basis for opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards and auditing. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including international independence standards, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statements in Nigeria, and we have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements and the IESBA code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Key audit matters. Key audit matters are those matters that, in our professional judgment, were of most significance in our audit of the financial statements of the current period. These matters were addressed in the context of our audit of the financial statements as a whole and informing our opinion thereon, and we do not provide a separate opinion on these matters. We have determined that there are no key audit matters to communicate in our report. Other information. The directors are responsible for other information. They comprise corporate information, etc. stated herein. Our responsibility is to make sure that there is no material inconsistency with the other information and the financial statements. Responsibilities of the directors for the financial statements. This is also stated herein, I think, because of time. Page 20, our auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement is also stated. So we go to page 21, report on other legal and regulatory requirements. Compliance with the requirements of Schedule 5 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020. We have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the company so far as appears from our examination of those books. The company's statement of financial position and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. Signed on behalf of KPMG Professional Services by Elijah Eladumoye and myself, Najib Imam, on behalf of Ahmed Zakir & Co. on the 30th June 2021. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Najib. In accordance with the provisions of CAMA, members of the Audit Committee met in the course of the year to, amongst others, examine the report of the independent auditor, and the chairman of the committee is here today to present their report. I now call on Alhaji Bello Umar Gwangwazo to present the committee's report found on page 18 of the annual report and accounts. Alhaji Bello Umar.
Captain, I am Bello Umar Gwangwazo, Chairman, Audit Committee of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC. I now read the report of the Audit Committee to the members of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC. In compliance with Section 404, subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the Audit Committee received the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2021, together with the management letter from the external auditors and the management response thereto at the duly convened meeting of the committee. We reviewed the scope and plan of the audit requirements and found them to be adequate. After due consideration, the committee accepted the report of the external auditors and the financial statements give a true and fair view of the state of affairs of the company's financial affairs as at 31st March 2021, having been prepared in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS, and in compliance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. The committee reviewed management's response to the external auditor's findings in the management letter, and you are satisfied with the management response. The committee considered and approved the provision made in the financial statements for the remuneration of the external auditors. We confirmed that the internal control system was constantly and effectively monitored through effective internal audit function. The external auditors confirmed that they received full cooperation from management in the course of their statutory audit. The committee therefore recommended that the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st March 2021 and the external auditor's report thereon be presented for adoption at this annual general meeting. On behalf of the audit committee, Alhaji Bello Umar Gwangwazo, other members are Alhaji Rabi Muhammad Gwarzo, ONN, Dr. Jibril Muhammad, Alhaji Lawan Sulagaro, Alhaji Sadiq A. Usman, and Malan Abdul Ghani Hussaini.
Thank you, Alhaji Bello Umar Gwangwazo. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the board, I hereby lay before this meeting the audited financial statements for the year ended March 31st. Are there any questions or comments which shareholders would like to ask or make about the accounts, my statement, or the company's activities generally? Shareholders who are following the proceedings online can also write their questions in the comment section of the online platform through which they are following this meeting. My colleagues and I will be pleased to answer any questions which you have on the report and the accounts before we proceed to the next item on the agenda. Follow-up questions and comments could also be sent to the company secretary email address gwchtheophilus@yahoo.com. Is there any comment or question? And I'm going to pass the mic over to Alhaji Rabiu so that he can field questions, with your permission.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ne muku maraba da zuwa wannan taro namu na wannan shekara. Godiya ta tabbata ga Allah maɗaukakin sarki da ya kama wannan lokaci cikin ƙoshin lafiya duk da irin abubuwan da suke faruwa a duniya. Saboda haka mu ne wa Allah godiya. Allah kuma ya ƙara mana lafiya, ya ƙara mana jagora. Kuma kamar yadda kuka gani cewar kamfanin ya fara farfadowa kuma zai ci gaba da farfadowa insha Allahu fiye da yadda yake bana. Allah ya da baɗi za ku ga cewa ya fi, kuma baɗin baɗi Allah ya sa mana da lafiya, kuma ba ma nan insha Allahu za ku ga cewar komai yana canjawa albarka da Qur'ani saboda irin shirye-shiryen da aka riga aka tsara. kun ji report ɗin masu duba na shekara-shekara na kuɗi, kun kuma ji rahoton masu auditoci su ma sun ba da nasu, saboda haka komai dai alhamdulillah rabbil alamin babu laifi. Da wannan nake cewar gashi nan an ba kowa accounts ɗin ya gani lissafin ƙididdigar da aka yi. Idan da akwai wani mai tambaya sai ya yi tambaya ta hankali ta ya kamata domin karuwar mu baki daya. Abinda kuka ga an tsallake ko aka kara ko aka rage, in kuna son ku jawo hankali kuna da dama da za ku jawo hankali ta tsari na hankalin. Da wannan nake cewa idan mai tambaya sai a fara. Bismillah. Anybody has any question with regards to the financials, to the audited accounts, please? Sorry, I can't see. Unfortunately, this light is too much. Yeah, okay, go ahead, please. I don't know, who is that? I can't see you, unfortunately. The light is too much.
State your name.
Please state your name.
The chairman of Northern Nigerian Flour Mill, members of the board of directors, my fellow shareholder, the regulators here present. I said good afternoon. My name is Patrick Ajudwa. Mr. Chairman, I'm very delighted that together God has spared us for us to be at this meeting today. Due to the pandemic, a lot of businesses have been affected and a lot of life were also affected. So we will continue to pray that God in His mercy will continue to keep us safe from this pandemic, keep our business safe, and then of course keeps us, the entire shareholders, management and board of the staff, safe from this pandemic. Mr. Chairman, I also want to commend the company because despite the difficult economic environment, we have been able at least to sustain profitability of the company. I want to especially welcome the new GMD of Flour Mill, Mr. Olusoya, because this is his first meeting with us, and we want to pray that his coming on board will add value to the company. We want to also welcome Mr. Adreno, who is taking over as the new MD of this place. We pray that he will sustain the efforts of the past MD and ensure that we continue to grow. I welcome also the directors who are here, Alhaji Gwazo, Alhaji Soniuma, Alhaji Saliu, Dr. Jubila. They have all doing well. We pray God will continue to keep us alive, to continue to enjoy our returns on dividend. Mr. Chairman, in my usual practice, we need to look at the accounts and also see where we need to make some adjustments. There will be 3 adjustments that I'll be proposing on this account before we move forward, which is very necessary for us. Mr. Chairman, I hope I have your attention. The first one will be on page 2, which I will look at with page 9. Mr. Chairman, on page 2, which is the notice of meeting, there was an omission on this notice, and that has to do with resolution on dividend payments. Mr. Chairman, when you look at page 9, you equally tell us that we are going to pay a dividend of 15 kobo. And I expect that that will also come by way of resolution. So on the notice of meeting, you will see that it is omitted. So we have to add it back to enable us to treat that issue. Because when you look at the PROSI form at the back too, it's also stated that we are paying dividends. So it is very appropriate that we adjust this resolution back, and I hope, sir, you are with me. The second observation, which means then that we are going to alter these resolutions to include that. The second observation is on page 61, which also will require some amendment. There is no resolution for directors' remuneration. Mr. Chairman, if directors are going to be paid, and which they are doing, when you check page 61, you will see there. But on the notice of meeting, it is omitted. So we need to bring it back to give us the privilege to be able to pay directors their fee. On page 61, you see the amount that was paid to them in the year under consideration. So which means two items are coming up. The third one, Mr. Chairman, is on the directors that are coming for election. On the notice of meeting, we do not have their names. And there is need for us to know who and who are the directors that will be coming for election. What is there on the notice is directors coming for re-election. So there are two people. One, those who are coming for election, and two, those who are coming for a re-election. So I'll be asking that these three adjustments be made accordingly. Mr. Chairman, Northern Nigeria Farm in the last 2 years have been a company of great success story. As at last year, the market price is going for 4 naira 30 kobo. And today, when they are closing this report, we are having 7 naira 79 kobo. So the company is doing well, and we do hope that they are going to improve more on that. Mr. Chairman, I want to welcome and commend you for payment of dividend of 15 kobo out of an earning per share of 39 kobo. We appreciate you. We look forward that more dividend. But Mr. Chairman, under that place, you need to tell us when is the dividend going to be paid. It's not in the annual report at all. When are you going to pay this dividend that you are declaring? Alhaji Gwazo, I hope you are taking note of that. When are we going to pay this dividend? It is not stated at all in the annual report. Mr. Chairman, on page 5, I'll be looking forward to also know exactly among the list of all the directors who are the ones that are independent directors. You list all their names, but I didn't see any of them that were indicated as an independent director. And the Financial Reporting Council guide states that there is need for us to know who and who are the independent directors of the company. Mr. Chairman, on page 23, where we have the accounts. Mr. Chairman, this company, they have done very well. From a revenue of 8.8 billion, they grew to 8.6, which is marginally decreased by 2%. But my worry is that we are spending more than 91% of our revenue on cost of sale, leaving just a balance of about 9% thereabout. So it's a cause of worry to me, because how do we fund our operation with that? I agree that there are some costs that are fixed. What are we doing to address those that are variable? Part of it is the energy. Mr. Chairman, are we looking at an alternative in terms of solar and so on like that to check the rising cost of energy? Mr. Chairman, also, when you look at the account, you discover under that page, finance costs went down. This is a very, very much appreciative level. And equally, Mr. Chairman, you will discover that the company is doing well in terms of their inventory, from 1.5 billion now to 1.6. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great achievement. But permit me to say that on that cost of sale, we need to watch the increase in the repairs and maintenance. So the new MD will be looking at it, particularly when you combine with page 45, you will see that your repairs and maintenance under that page rose from 27 million to 52 million. So I'll be asking, what policy are we putting in place? Because this arose as a result of the declining nature of the PP&M, that's plant, property, and machinery. What policy are we putting in place for replacement of those old, obsolete machinery? This will give us the grace to reduce this cost of maintenance. Mr. Chairman, also on that page 45, I will be asking, in this pandemic, was anything given to us by government as an incentive, palliative? Because a lot of sectors receive something from government. But when you see under that page, Mr. Chairman, we have grants from government, 190, but now 60 million. Under that page too, Mr. Chairman, is the selling and distribution, X&D. I'm a little bit worried because of the increased nature of that. We have to match S&D with our revenue. It rose from 11 million to 51 million. And when you look at, in particular, the selling expenses, Mr. Chairman, is quite high. For a sector like that to grow by 300%, 32 million to 86 million, and it's not reflective in your top line, then we have to be worried about that. Mr. Chairman, under that same page 45, we have the general and admin expenses. Auditor's fee rose from 14.4 million to 15.4 million. What is the nature of this increase? Was there an additional work being done by the auditor? It should have come by way of notes to us. Or was there an adjusted fee? The audit committee will tell us. But to us, we are concerned about that. We are also concerned about the employee cost, which rose from 123 million to 189 million. And Mr. Chairman, we are concerned also with the traveling cost. I have said before that I want to commend the company for the reduction in finance cost. But in doing that, we need to add more vigor in the finance income. Whereas, Mr. Chairman, on page 50, trade receivable went down from 824 million on page 50 to 9.6 million. As good as that, I'll be asking, please explain what you mean by loss allowance of 180 million under that page. We have 169 million, and now it rose to 180 million. What do you mean by loss allowance? On inventory, Mr. Chairman, that's on page 50. It grew by 1.5 billion to 3.2 billion. When you look at it, Mr. Chairman, there was a 337 million written off inventory due to deterioration in quality of sorghum as a result of wilt and infestation. But my question to you, sir, is what measure is being put in place to improve on this? The loss value that we have there is very, very high. So what measure are we trying to put here? I'll be rounding up, Mr. Chairman, on page 57, which has to do with dividend payable. And I'm going to talk on the unclaimed dividend. For now, Mr. Chairman, we thank God as amount was sent back by the registrar to the company, but we still have about 6.5. So there is need for the company to work with the registrar and build a synergy with the shareholder in order to address this. I wish to bring to your notice that shareholder went to court and sued the federal government on the issue of unclaimed dividend fund, and a judgment was secured from the High Court of Ijebu-Ode, restraining federal government from claiming that money. That money belongs to shareholder, and that money should not be taken by government. So we hope that the company is going to comply. In complying, I would like, Mr. Chairman, to recommend the following to you. One, there is need for you to improve on more of the product availability to meet demand. That's number one. Number two, there is need for what I call cost optimization in order to be able to have a good bottom line. There is need, as I said before, to have an alternative energy in order to address the high cost of energy. Mr. Chairman, there is need also for government to please come to the aid of the manufacturing sector. Today, Naira is going for 536 Naira. That is not good for business. How much is government by way of FS is giving to flour mill or northern Nigeria? The rest will be sourced by the open market, thereby adding more cost to their cost center. So we are employing and using this opportunity to ask government to please make foreign exchange accessibility possible for the manufacturing industry in Nigeria, particularly an industry that is feeding the nation like flour mill and northern Nigerian flour mill. We pray that God in his mercy will continue to give us the grace to achieve more. And we pray that God will keep us alive to witness more of this annual general meeting. For the staff, we appreciate them. Our customers and clients, we appreciate them. And we pray that together we continue to build a more formidable northern Nigerian flour mill. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick Ajula. In terms of the dividend, when are we going to pay the dividend?
Sorry, Patrick. Observation in respect of dividend, non-payment of including it in the agenda is an interim dividend. That's why it is not included in the report. The interim dividend does not, or in the notice. That's why it is not included in the notice. Like I said, it's an interim dividend, so it's just within the board and the management that is decided. And that's on interim dividend. Directors on the directors' remuneration, that is not going to change. That's the reason why it's not brought here. There's no point in repeating things all the time, year over year. Right? We are not any increase, so that's why you have not seen it. Where seen it like it was in Islamic Zone. Independent director, we are in the process of point in 102. So by the next AGM, definitely appoint one. Wish we could appoint you, but unfortunately, you're an interested party. Yes. Yeah, okay. Emmanuel, on the issue of differences in the expenditure and so on, Emmanuel will be able to explain further to you. But we thank you very much for all the observations, right? And we are here to take corrections all the time, and we will continue to do so.
Patrick, thank you for observation. For the issue of DB, as at the time of filing, that decision established. That's why it's not included in. And, but the board has already met, decided that that arrangement. So I'm sure after the AGM, payment expected. That is for. And going to your various observations about page 45, talked about government actually gave a palliative for the business in terms of reduction of interest. Had two BY loans running at 10%, 12%, and they gave a concession, 2% concession. And that is why we can see that government grant. Then the issue of selling and distribution and we all are aware of those restrictions that we've, and all of that resulted in various a lot of cost overrun in terms of logistics. Movement became very expensive. All can attest to that. All of that played into that, but at the end of the day, it all helped to push up top line that we are reporting at, give us good margins, bottom lines that we see today. Also, what profit and going to page 50, trade receivable. The other ones you saw there is a recovery for bad and doubtful debt based on IFRS 9. Required that for every credit given, should be. So that is a provision that has been made there. Then in terms of inventory write-off, the inventory write-off you saw there wasn't for the current year, just year. An arrangement has been for proper inventory management and optimization. There is a robust plan for our inventory management and inventory cost carrying. I will say, in terms of the various alternatives, maybe I should leave that out. Recommendations. in making sure that product is available. The management is working on that. Just reach on those platforms. Make sure that our product is known not only in the north here but across as a whole. Working on that. Cost optimization. Coming of the new MD, working seriously so that more production runs help to manufacturing cost to the, and there are plans for alternative sources. That is, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more questions?
Mr. Chairman and other distinguished directors, good afternoon. My name is Honorable Brighton Wabu. I'm the National President of Aba Shareholders Association. I want to commend one. Come to Aba today, Golden Penny. I want to commend the company greatly to achieve. I want to commend the company for the employment policy. One, issue of double. The company have been able to employ some what we saw in this annual report. Bank capital, despite financial and economic quagmire, the company were able to make profits. I want to give you people kudos. Not easy in such difficulties, great gains. Issue of employing disabled, some companies they've done it and they progress to a higher level because in this sector, have some disabled that are learned professionals. So many companies have employed them, give them results. I want to employ this great company, look inwardly, employ some disabled, the professionals, help to manage this company positively. I rest my case. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes?
Action of somebody and the long company secondly current works out in. I wish the chairman most of the company are removed. All know the MD very good of removing all those
Thank you for your question. Quick one on no sales manager. We've had a sales manager in our company, and we're now looking at manager as they all left us to go and join another company. In terms of the trees being removed from the company, we've had two problems with it. One, it did one of our suppliers as a fruit allowed to have fruit close to our manufacturing plant, and that we had to retain our contract obligation to the customer. Second point is some of the trees ingress on coming cables that caused a lot of downtime for us. So we had to do trees and put the cables above board, and we will be planting trees that are appropriate for the environment.
Thank you very, very much. Once again, thank you, our ever supportive shareholders, for comments and questions. Having fully dealt with the first item, we now move to the other items on the agenda. I hereby move that the audited financial statements for the year ended 30 March be approved. Rise and second. Haja. Bakari Sharafat. Thank you. Nature of this meeting and to ensure that the shareholders as contained proxy form are captured under the section 248 subsection 1A of comma and article 38 of articles of association. I hereby declare that the voting at this by poll, except for the item on the agenda relating to election members of the statutory audit committee. Please note that the ordinary resolution ordinary resolution required for all the items, that is, a simple majority of the vote for each resolution. The registrar will guide us through the voting devices issued to commencement of the meeting. Registrar, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On arrival, distinguished shareholders, you have been given the voting devices. Please, we need to activate it. So please press any key. Press any key on the device. Please do that now. Press any key on the device to activate the device. If you are voting for, please press 1 when we are ready to vote. When you are voting for, please press 1. And if you are voting against, please press 2. Please note that if you do not press any button before the voting is concluded, such will be categorized as abstain. So please, when it is time to vote, press 1 to vote for the resolution or press 2 to vote against. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Registrar. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of the retiring directors offering them election. You have seen from the report on the directors that the directors election. They are Haji Rabi, Haji Ma, seeking director seeking election is hereby moved by re-elected director of the Horizon Secretary. State your name.
My name is Haji Musa I so second the motion.
Thank you, Hajimu. Thank you. Is there any question before the motion is put to the meeting? I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by use of the voting device given on arrival. The independent auditor will act as the scrutineer. I now call on the registrar to conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's time to vote. If you are voting for, please press 1. If you are voting against, please press 2. Voting starts now. Please, can we the countdown, please? Media, please. Voting has ended. For the resolution to re-elect Alhaji Rabiu M. Gwazo, CON, as a director of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills, PLC, the result is as follows. We have 98,049,696 units of shares voting for this resolution. It is 100% in favor of this resolution. There is no dissenting vote. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the independent auditor, I hereby declare carried. Second director seeking re-election is Beto. Hereby move that Beto be by and hereby re-elected as director of the company. Will someone please rise and second? Very much. Is there any question before I put the meeting? Now put the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by the use of the voting device given to arrival. The act is scrutineer. I now invite the registrar to conduct.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have 20 seconds to vote. Voting starts now. Voting is over. The result, please. For the resolution to re-elect Mr. Paul Miyomide Gbededo as a director of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC, the result is as follows. 109,719,536 units of shares, all voting 100% in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the auditors, I hereby declare that the motion is carried. Third director seeking election, Malam Abdulghani Sani. I hereby move that Malam Abdulghani be and by re-elected as. Someone please rise and second.
I, Honorable Brighton Borg, I so do.
Thank you. Right. Is there any question before? I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by use of the voting dice given to arrival. The independent act of scrutineer. I now invite the registrar to conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is time to vote again. Please press 1 to vote for or 2 to vote against. Voting starts now. Voting is over. Result, please. For the resolution to re-elect Malam Abdulganiyu Sani as a director of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC, the result is as follows. 109,719,536 units of shares voted in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Based on the results as verified by the auditors, I hereby declare that the motion has been carried. Fourth director seeking re-election is Mr. Jack Quach Joseph. I hereby move that Mr. Jack Quach Joseph be hereby re-elected director of the company. Rise and second the. Thank you very much. Aja. Thank you. And is there any question before the motion is put to the meeting? I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes taken forthwith by the use of the voting device given to you on arrival. The independent auditor will act as a. Now invite the registrar to conduct the voting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please let us ensure that we press our device. Voting starts now. Voting is over. Result, please. Please, can we have the result? For the resolution to re-elect Mr. Jack Swaj as a director of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC, the result is as follows. 109,712,100 units of shares of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills all voted in favor of this resolution. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results as verified by the independent auditor, I hereby declare the motion carried. On behalf of all elected directors, we would like to profoundly thank all our shareholders who in us to continue directors of a great company. Best in. Now proceed. Directors. I hereby move that by share rise and second this.
Mr. Chairman, seconding this motion, caveat to him, he has to double what his predecessor have done. My name is Patrick Ajuda, seconding.
Any questions? I now put the motion to the hereby direct that the taken forthwith by use of the device given to you on arrival. Act as it. Now invite the registrar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, voting starts now. Please press 1 to vote for or press 2 to vote against. Voting is over. Can we have the result, please? For the resolution to confirm the appointment of Mr. Andrian Naidu as a director of Northern Nigeria Flour Mills PLC, the result is as follows. 109,719,336 units of shares voted in favor of this resolution, representing 100%. There is no vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the 9 million verified by the independent auditor. Next item on the agenda is the management staff of for the Nigeria Mills PLC in line recommendation of SEC requirement. Management staff group by page 50. Next item on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the remuneration of the joint auditors of the company, Messrs. KPMG Professional Services, and Messrs. Ahmed, Zachary, and someone rise and second them. Thank you, Alhaji. Someone, is there any questions before we put the motion to? No questions. Thank you. Okay, I now put the motion to the meeting. I hereby direct that the votes be taken forthwith by the use of the voting device given you on arrival. I now invite the registrar to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, we can now vote. Voting is over. The result, please. For the resolution to authorize the directors to fix auditors' remuneration, the result is as follows: 109,719,536 units of shares, representing 100%, voted in favor of this resolution. There is no dissenting vote. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on the results presented by the registrar, I hereby declare that the motion has been unanimously carried. All of the other previous have been. The next item on the agenda is to re-elect the members of the audit committee. The committee is made up of equal members, number of directors and shareholders. In accordance with section 404, subsection 3 of comma 2020, members of the audit committee are subject to election annually. Alhaji Bello Umar Gwangwazo, Alhaji Lawan Sulegaro, and Alhaji Sadiq A. Othman, who have been members of the committee representing shareholders since last annual general meeting, have indicated their willingness to continue. We have not received any nomination for election into the audit committee. Since there are 3 members vying for 3 seats in the audit committee, I now call upon the chairman of the audit committee representing the other members of the committee to please come forward for recognition to enable all 3 members to be re-elected by a single resolution. Alhaji Bello Umar Gwangwazo, Alhaji Lawan Sulegaro, Alhaji Sadiq A. Othman. I therefore declare that the following members have been duly elected as representatives of the shareholders in the audit committee of the company. Congratulations. Okay, no. Okay. Thank you very much. Before coming to the conclusion of the meeting, I would like to just announce that Haji Tata entered his resignation after 4 years of service, and he's been complaining for the last 2 or 3 years that he wants to retire. I was listing it. He has submitted, accepted it, and we would like to note that for shareholders, tremendous contribution Haji Aminu Tata has made for our company, and we would like to appreciate and recognize terrific service and contribution to the company and for all of us. Perhaps we could just have a standing ovation for him. Recognize his great service. Thank you. I would also like to report that Haji Rabiu Guarzo, the becoming managing director, sorry, chairman, it's very hard for me to say that, becoming chairman, so please, Alhaji, stand and accept our congratulations. Thank you. You'll be an excellent chairman.
Chairman, shareholders are very delighted and are very happy. I want you to pass our message across to Alhaji Tata. I want to wish him well, wish him long life, and then pray Almighty Allah to continue to grant him good health and to reap his reward of labor. So Alhaji Guarzo is I can call in quote, a mafia, a superior, a general. I don't know the name to give him again, but we know that his coming on board, becoming the chairman is divine, and the company will continue to witness prosperity under his tenure. I told you before that I have observation. That is on the audit committee, sir. What we intend to do was to ask you to give us the name of the 2 directors who are going to be represented on the board, on the audit committee, because you have only mentioned 3 shareholders, and Section 404 requires that they will now be 5 and no more 6. So 2 directors will be joining. Let us have their names, sir. Thank you.
You're right, Patrick. Thank you very much for that correction. Who are the 2 directors that were on the audit committee? So Alhaji Guarzo and Alhaji Ani. Alhaji Sani Umar and Alhaji Jibrila. Sorry? And Alhaji Sani Umar. I'm sorry, Doctor. I'm sorry. So Dr. Jibrila and Abdul and Haji Ghani Sani. Okay, sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you. Distinguished fellow shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, we have dealt with the formal business, and I would like to thank you on behalf of the board for your continuing interest in the company's affairs. I urge you, the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, to continue to practice social distancing, eat a lot of Golden Penny products, and other advised safety measures in place to stay healthy. I wish you a safe journey back to your various destinations. Thank you. National Anthem.
family. Golden penny is you. Golden penny is me. Golden pennies are the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and Movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and Movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look.
Same great taste. Golden pennies and Movita.
Golden Penny Semovita, your soul food.
Those who love to eat good and look good enjoy 3 times the fiber for 3 times the goodness. Golden Penny Golden Vita. Healthy food, healthy body. Golden Penny Foods, the home of good food.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories, every day and every night, bonding families.
60 years of joy, so much love, so much value, quality.
Golden penny is you, golden penny is me. Golden pennies are the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me. Golden pennies are the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me. Golden pennies are the heart of the family.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and Movita. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and Movita.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look.
Same great taste.